Well, it's another weekend. Well, it's gonna be kind of a longer video because I have a 4-day weekend this weekend. We decided today's Friday. We decided to take Friday off, Friday before Memorial Day, because hell, we're slow at work and I don't know, just take a 4-day weekend. So I don't know what to do with this weekend. Honestly, I have no plans. I have no plans at all. Everybody's out of town. All my friends, a lot of people's out of town, or a lot of people's working through the Memorial Day weekend that I know. So I don't know. I have no plans. So I guess I would just wing it. But we'll do some updates, I guess. Sand rail, as y'all saw in the last video, I did get the stud that I need. Well, got a couple of options, but right there it is. I got that in the bag, so we'll get that for the carburetor. I got that today. Cylinder heads, like I said in the last video, they're ordered. Kind of slowing down on things to do with it because I still need to figure out a windshield gasket or get some kind of clamps to clamp the windshield in. Figure out something with that. I haven't really been messing with that anyway, thinking about it lately. But I need to start on that, and then everything else is really going to come down to putting the engine in and then going from there where the carburetors are for my tail lights, and then wiring up the fuel pump and all that stuff. So I'm kind of waiting on that. Back to the exhaust, I just decided to bite the bullet. I'm gonna get a new exhaust for it. Those J tubes, they're not going to come out. They're obviously rusted in. I cut that a little bit right there, and try to spread it out and see if I can't work it out. That thing is not moving. I had it in the vise. It is just not moving. Anybody else have a significant other, whatever, friend, whoever, that has something they claim they never can use it again, it's broken, they use something of yours all the time and it comes back and it's broken all the time and they won't fix it? My string trimmer, my dad, well, he broke the string off of it. He does it every time. I don't have the little guard on there because I like to advance it out further than what it was, because I used to use this thing on some really thick stuff, but he always breaks a string on it or tears something else up on it. Same thing with my riding lawnmower or anything. He always does that, and then he never knows how to fix it, and he just waits till I fix it, then he uses it and breaks it. Hence, this is his string trimmer, his little Ryobi 4-cycle turd string trimmer. You obviously can hear it running. Turn it off. It runs. I fixed it, but he claimed that thing would never run again. He used it last year one time, and he said I never can get it to start, never runs again. Took the, I filled it up with fresh gas, primed it. I took the breather off of it and just looked in it real quick, make sure that nothing clogging it up, the carburetor and all that, everything's clean on it. So I hit the choke, started it, fired right up. The string trim down through here a little bit and right on the corner there, and up down through here a little bit. I just did a little bit with it. It runs fine. I think he just likes using my stuff. Well, I just got back from a long cruise on the heavy Chevy there. Did good. That thing, man, when it kicks into overdrive, it just cruises. I just cruise down the interstate and I'm going about 80 mile an hour like it was nothing. That's pretty cool. I enjoyed that. It's a fun little cruise. So now, I need to jump on this. I got, that stud for my carburetors. Well, I have a bolt here. I'm just going to turn into one of my studs for it. I'm just going to cut this a little bit longer and it should be good to go. There you go. One longer stud ready to go. Now all I got to do is just put the carburetor back together when I get home. So I made a little bit of a list here of stuff I got to get done. Well, I'm going to try to get done like this weekend. I'm going to try to do the volt gauge on the buggy and the brake light wire. I forgot to wire up a main power wire to the brake light switch. I don't know why, but I can do that really easy. And I'm going to paint the seat plate, figure out a windshield, and obviously the exhaust. I might try to do the engine build next week though and take it to work. See, I mean, we're slow at work, so if I can do that, I can get that thing rolling. So, well, here's the wall. It's full of concrete, and you can see it's all falling down. This is why we were in a hurry the other day in the last video, trying to get all that as much gravel as we could down behind it, because it's all falling in, and we needed to get the French drains in and put gravel on top of them to keep them in place. But yeah, just a bunch of dirt keeps falling down, but oh well, it is what it is. But the wall is full of concrete, so hopefully this coming week they're going to come out here and we're going to dig the pool out here. I got to come out here and they're going to come pick up these blocks and refund us for that to go towards the brick that's going to go on the side of the wall, and and then after they get those picked up, they're going to start digging for the pool, which is going to, the shallow end's going to be on this side and the deep end's going to be down there. So, but that's it. That's going on with the pool. Nothing today. So, oh well, but we're going to get started on, I guess, doing some stuff down there. I do need to mow also down there where I parked my truck at. Over there is another spot right there. I just moved my truck. I'm going to mow that for my neighbor there to help him out, where I have my truck parked in his yard and he lets me park it there. So we're going to do that. Yard's mowed. I got that done, so that's good. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I woke up this morning about 3 o'clock, just could not go back to sleep. So I got up and went downstairs and I finished putting my carburetor together, which is it took me 5 minutes, and that's with me walking downstairs to do it. So got the carburetor done. It's ready to go. Both of them are ready to go. They're ready to bolt on and go as soon as I get my cylinder heads. So we're doing brakes on my sister's car, and she complained about her brakes not feeling right. And we noticed that this side the caliper was stuck on it, or it seemed like it didn't want to spin. Her slide pin is stuck. It's rusted in two and rusted to the caliper bracket. So now we got to work on getting that out. That's a common problem on cars. I see it about every week on cars. People complaining about their brakes not feeling right or whatnot, or their brake pads or the brakes, they wear through their brakes really quick. Here's the culprit. You can see the rust inside there, the dried up grease. This is a common problem. I see it weekly on cars I work on. So what I normally do is I'll get it out. If it's usable, which this one will be, I'll take it, put it on the bench grinder. And you can see how it's just going to come clean. I want to clean all this off and then we'll be right back. Alright, so we just got back. He's cleaning out where the slide pin slides into the caliper bracket. It was full of cruded up gunk. Some people take them out and do a wire wheel, but it's all the same. We'll take this, do a little dry test fit, make sure it'll slide good. Well, there we go. Look at that. Like new. So I'm going to put some high temp grease on there. I got some of this high temp grease. We'll put that on there and we'll bolt it back together. Well, we got my sister's car done. She should be happy, and we just pad slapped it because she needed it. She didn't want to buy rotors right now, like I hear so many times out of people, and didn't want to have the rotors turned, whatever. It's their car, not mine. But that's, like I was showing you guys though on that, we just did it real quick. But check your caliper slide. That's the reason why I showed you that on a video. Just check your caliper slide pins if you're doing brakes. Make sure they move. You'd be amazed at how many cars that come into our shop, my shop, and I'm probably all over, that the slide pins are stuck on them and people don't even do nothing about it, and they wonder why their brakes don't work, or brakes are wear too quick, or they wear uneven, or whatever. It's amazing of that. But check your slide pins off. It only takes seconds. I've made it a habit now. Every time I pop the caliper off, I'll grab slide pins if I'm doing brakes on the car, see if they move. If they move freely, I'll slide them out and lube them up anyway and put them back together. If they don't, then I gotta do like I just did, take it apart and clean it and everything and put it back together. We're going to jump back in on this thing. I got the brake light switch wired up. It's all good to go. So next I'm going to focus in on this voltage meter. Got the gauge figured out. It is the gauge. It's no good, so we're going to replace it with this one just like it. They sent me 2 gauges on accident and it paid off. For once something paid off. I got 2 of. So we'll get that installed. I guess that's the reason why you buy these cheap China gauges, expect cheap results. So we'll get that installed. I shouldn't have tossed that because it probably broke now. And then we'll also, tomorrow I got to paint that seat frame of that tomorrow. We'll do that. And tonight I'm going to start looking up more window rubber, see if I can't figure out a windshield gasket or something for this thing. I got my new volt gauge put in. Just finished it up just a minute ago. The light's on and it reads 12 volts. So we'll move on to something else. I went ahead and put the throttle cable in. It's just run through this hose that comes out of that copper tubing that runs all the way back to the rail there. But I just went and put it in there before I forgot. So I saw it laying there in a bag. I always make it a point too. The little tubing that it goes through, I cleaned it out with some brake cleaner. I shot brake cleaner through it and took some compressed air with my little nipple thing on there, little rubber thing. Blew it out, and I always make it a point too, as well, as to spray penetrating oil in both these holes all the time. I've always done that. Well, I ground down the welds in the seat, got it underneath there. I can't really see over here, but ground the welds down there and got it painted, let that paint cure, get all that done. So now that seat's pretty much done. Everything's done with the seats. So for my next trick though, I'm going to move on to Dad's car. I got to change oil in it and probably rotate the tires. And that looked pretty cool. But I'm rotating his tires. I'm changing oil in my dad's car. Got the oil changed done. I'm not going to do a video on that because there's tons of them on the internet. But I was going to say one thing. I'm rotating his tires too, help him out. I rotate tires every oil change because these cars have 5,000 miles. But one thing I was going to say though, every time when you change your oil and all that, check your brakes. And like I was showing you earlier in this video on my sister's car, the slide pin stuck. Sometimes I've seen people before, they'll just check brakes on one side or whatever, and they won't check on the other side. But how do you know that the driver's side or the other side's the slide pin's not stuck on them? So I mean, all you gotta do is go around checking brakes and front to rear. I do it when I take the tires off. I can look at it really pretty good, better than I can looking through the wheel. And also check your tires. You never know when you're I see it all the time when I'm doing oil changes and stuff on cars. When we get them in the shop, there'll be nails or screws in the tread wear, but they haven't lost very much air. Here's a little tip I wanted to give you guys. If you're starting out and you're, I don't know, doing oil changes or doing side work on people's cars. I've always done side work on people's cars for a long time. Or certain people I'll do side work on nowadays. I used to take in just about anybody, but now I work at a shop and I have a special needs kid. It takes up most of my time. So what I do now is I have a select few people that I know that pay good, and I know they're good customers, and I know they're true to their word, basically. But one thing I like to do to people's cars, this is my dad's car, obviously I'm going to do this to his, but one thing I'll do to them if I do like an oil change, brake job, whatever, some service, whatever it is, I'll go the extra mile and I will buff their headlights for them for free. That's just showing, hey, I appreciate you just as much as you appreciate me. It's a little little things. A lot of shops charge you, I don't know, $30, $40 to do that. It took me 10 minutes to buff both those headlights. 10 minutes, and that means, customers, that means the world. If they come in there and be like, oh yeah, I also buffed your headlights, and you see them smile, I'll be like, really? They're excited about that. You can tell. Just 10 minutes. Actually, no, it was like 12 minutes. That's my little tip for today. You just got to think of it. 12 minutes, you get two good things out of it. Most of the time, you'll get a returning customer that's really happy with you. They're thrilled to death. Number two, you did an act of kindness. 12-minute act of kindness. It doesn't take long. 12 minutes. But the only other thing I will say negative about it, there's only one negative about it, is sometimes you will get those customers that come in there and they'll think that you're going to do something like that every time they come in. They want you to do something for free. No, it doesn't always work out that way either. So just learn your limitations on that. But 12 minutes for an act of kindness, and they're super thrilled, and you'll get your customer back every time just about. Hey, I'll take the odds. Well, I guess I'm going to call it a video. Dad's car's done. We're probably next week I'm going to start on my Toyota. I found out my clutch master cylinder, it's leaking. I just put a slave cylinder not too long ago. It blew out on me. So I'll probably put a new clutch master on. I've never put one on this one. So I've had this truck since 2005. So I think that's a pretty good win for me. And we probably figure out the dash lights on it, and we're probably going to swap the top on. I don't care. No matter what I'm going to do, it's going to rain anyway, like crazy, like it's been doing. So we'll swap the top and do probably a clutch master if I can get it here, and figure out the dash lights. It's time for me to do some maintenance on this thing. It's telling me. Probably an oil change too. I need to do that, which I've already done on the video. So we got some maintenance to do on the Toyota here. All I do is hop in it and go. So anyway, I appreciate all you new subscribers, all you OG subscribers. And if you haven't already, click that like, subscribe button. We'll build something together, get into something, do something. You see what I do. All my spare time is basically down here. This is what I do on my spare time. Most of it is this stuff down here. It's all this crap. You see on my weekends, this is me. This is what I do. But like I've been saying, get out there and live your dreams. Do something. Do something you haven't done in a while. Do something you've never done before. Get out there and do it. Like I was saying, if it's building a car, building a street rail or a sand rail or a four-wheeler, or doing something, buying a vehicle you've always wanted that you know you can afford, it's not going to break your bank, get out there and do it. You don't know how long you're here on this planet for, so don't waste your time. Get out there and do it. I appreciate you. See you in the next one.